Society powered by S.E.I.L, Sustainable Education Initiative. S.E.I.L is a non-governmental, non-profitable, and non-political organization that seeks to build Liberia through sustainable education. Youth in Society is a 30-minute informative program designed to enlighten and educate young people on issues relating to their society and the world at large. I'm your host, Beulah Nimne. But let's take a short commercial break. When we get back, we'll introduce our guest.
The S.E.I.L Global Ministries, Dominion Christian Fellowship Center, Claratown Branch, welcome you to the Jericho Hour. The Jericho Hour is a time of deliverance, salvation, and anointing of the Holy Spirit. At the Jericho Hour, deliverance takes place, the blind eyes open, the crippled walk, and the oppressed souls are free from bondage. Make a date with Reverend Clarence T. Pay and the Dominion family. This and every Thursday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon for an encounter with the Holy Spirit.
Calling all the women, every single woman, mother, auntie, or bar means woman. Let us unite. Oh, wow, oh, this is our time. Let's hear it, girls. Oh, wow, oh, this is our time. Oh, woman, oh, this is our time. Oh, woman, this is our time.
My name is Sam Collins, Deputy Commissioner of Police for Press and Public Affairs. I encourage you to keep watching Light TV, a Liberian-owned television. Help us promote our Liberian-owned team.
Today we have in studio an amazing person. He's a director for public investment at Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. He is also the coordinator and chairman for Unity Party, Mosorado County, and the coordinator for United World College in Liberia. He has worked largely with young people because United World College provides scholarships for students not only in Liberia but around the world. So it's an honor to have him on the show. Mr. Semeko, you are very much welcome to be on the show today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the offer.
Would you care to talk about yourself for a minute or two?
Just to be brief, my name is Semeko again, and I do a lot of different stuff in regards to youth development, youth promotion, and politics in Liberia, investment in Liberia. So I'm a young person, and I'm just very pleased to be here today, basically.
And it's an honor to have you on the show. Like I always say, think Liberia, do Liberia, build Liberia. So today our topic is youth involvement in electoral processes. So I think I have the right person for it because you are largely involved with young people and also politics and also stuff like that. So I think it's an honor that we can have you on the show today. But first of all, working with young people, right? How do you think young people see elections and electoral processes from your point of view? Because you work largely with young people, right? So how do you think they see electoral processes and elections?
I think for the most part, young people see election more as a change of government for the most part. And myself, I got involved in politics when I was pretty young too, because I served as the Unity Party youth chairman for the USA, and I was just out of college at the time. So, and my concern at the time was we have had so many bad governance in the last 100+ years. I think it was important for us to focus on what our visions are, young people, so we can actually work with our elders and learn some of the good things that they have done over the years, and also focus on the new, the bad things that didn't happen that we can bring into the table to change.
So you think that young people see elections and electoral process as a platform for change?
Definitely.
Because
definitely.
most people say elections, change of government, change of people, change of everything. But don't you think some of the policies that people make in government, don't you think that young people see elections too as a continuation or something like that?
Yeah, it's a mixture of both. But at most time when you talk about change, it's not just change of individual persons. It's changing of attitude, changing of negative ways of thinking that. So each government has own negative or positive, but we like to focus on some of the positive things that probably continue, and the negative things we change them. Like for example, the last 6 years we have had military-led government that have done a good job in a lot of different sectors, but at the same time they have a lot of challenges. Look at corruption, for example. That's been an issue. Can we change that to move to other things? Yes, that's the reason why we the young people now who are pushing towards making sure somebody comes there will probably transform or put more emphasis on punishment of those who take government funds.
No, I like your answer. I like the fact that we young people, because I as a person see election as change. Because if you don't change, then where are you moving? People that fear change fear life in itself. So I too see election as a platform for change because I'm a young person. Secondly, how, because most young people are not truly involved with decision making and electoral processes in Liberia. So how do you think we as people and you as a person can get young people more involved with decision making and electoral processes in Liberia? Because people try, they provide platform, but then you see the young people are weekend, they don't want to be there and stuff like that. So how do you think as a person that we can get young people more involved with elections and electoral processes in Liberia?
Okay, thank you very much. That's a good question. Getting young people involved, it requires a lot of things. The first thing for me is motivation. What is in there for young people, what the platforms are, and you follow the last couple of political activities in Liberia, you realize that the first debate that we had in I think it was a few weeks ago, the amount of young people at different attire centers or different institutions that was listening to those debates and post debate, their input in regards to what they took from the debate was interesting. And seeing also that we have a young candidate, a couple of young candidates in the race too. You had a communist in the race, have George, we had to, they have Honorable Joseph Baka who brought in a very young vice running mate to tell us that everyone is trying to navigate towards the young people because we realize that young people have vision and they're the future. Getting them involved, it will take that we put more emphasis on what education, for example. That's where young people basically their conduit to a successful lives through education. So are we talking about how we improve the education sector, about jobs? After college, are there jobs for young people to apply and compete and own this job and become a better person? So getting them involved, getting them interested, are things that they know without you cannot sustain yourself. Therefore, it's important for us to continue to push the message of better education, better health care, even better roads, everything that involves with governing a country will get them excited as part of the process.
I like the word you use excited because as a young person and as young people, we like alluring things, like things that are attractive. So if you are having elections and you have to have policies and plans to attract us, like the educational sector, we all want it to be better than it is. We want our health sector to be better. So I guess those are things that you can incorporate in the platform to get young people more involved in elections and electoral process. Because mind you, if you don't help the young people right now to form their minds, because mostly they are teenagers, they will go to the wrong places and they will take violence and instead of taking the ballot, they will take the bullets. So I think to get young people more involved with electoral processes, we need to create a more alluring environment, a more attractive environment for them, and need to create platform for them, documents that speak directly to the young people. So I guess that's the answer you just gave, and it's just related to it. But I know you're enjoying the show, but then we have to take a short commercial break, a very short break. We'll be right back, and I still have with me Mr. Semiko in studio. Oh, welcome back from that break, and our topic is still young people involvement in elections and electoral processes, and I still have with me an amazing person, Mr. Semiko, and then we are discussing this topic together. Because I too am interested in learning and listening to him. Because like they say, you have to listen to the older people in order to learn. Like before you plant the new mat, you have to sit on the old mat to plant it. So we are still continuing our topic, and Mr. Cole, I would like to ask a question. Do you think young people are ready and prepared to take up leadership in Liberia?
Yes, I mean, I definitely think that young people are prepared and ready. And you go back to 2005, 2006, you're probably, I don't know how old you are.
2006, I was 6 years old.
So you go back there and see those who were in government from Julia Bryant time, and then Madam Salif came to power and transformed it. You have a young finance minister, Gafwan, you have Amara Konen, you have Steve Mackey, you have Baka Jariba, you have Augusto Zeze. All these young guys were in the 20s and early 30s.
You have young ladies that Kula Fofana. You forget to mention the ladies.
Yeah, I will get my bad. Okay, you got me there. That's good. Okay, Kula Fofana, you have Arato Do, you have Maria Yakule, and Janice Swan, and you have all the young people who came to permanence in government. So I think due to the preparation, the education background, the experience, the platform are there for them to perform at a national level. So that's one thing I'd like to give Madam Salif.
Confidence to her.
Yeah, because the promotion of young people, it was just very amazing. Especially young female. There are a lot of young female now who are ministers, who are directors, and it's just very impressive. So I would like to argue that I think young people are prepared to take on leadership because the government of Liberia have laid down a foundation where young people can go to school and even go for the international programs and interact with world-class people, and you come back with those experiences to make sure they can function and love Liberia, as you said earlier on.
Build Liberia. And live Liberia.
You know. So yes, I think the young people are prepared to take on leadership because they have been tested. Most of them have been tested. And most of them have performed extremely well.
Yeah.
And they look, for example, the media today, all the top hosts of radio shows that people who are in the 20s and 30s go to Farm FM, where you have Demi is there, you go to Henry Costa is still in 30s, you go to OK FM, all the guys are young people who have gone to school and who have shown passion for the future. So I think Liberia is on the right path to make sure the young people take over in the next few years.
Like I had the opportunity to talk about whether young people are ready to take up leadership, but I would say we already taking up leadership right now, because Sustainable Education Initiative has to do with sending children to school, making sure that they stay in school, helping kids stay off the street. So I would say the fact of being a leader is not directly proportional to age. Young people have been ready, and we are ready to take up leadership. Because at the end of the day, when all the old people are dead and gone, we will be left to lead, and we are starting it now.
Yeah, I mean, and just to not cut it off, but the young generation or the generation that's coming, that's you plus me, my generation, basically.
Yeah.
I feel that we'll be more prepared as compared to my father's or grandfather's generation.
Yes.
Because, look, what I've been exposed to, at a very early age, I left the country, for example, studying in Gambia, studying in Norway, studying in America, and then came back. So with all those experience that, I can sit down now and challenge anybody academically with regards to any subject, and served as the senior policy advisor to the Minister of Finance for a while. At that level, as a young person, I mean, when I went to conferences in Ghana, for example, last time.
You are actually becoming my role model.
Okay, yeah, and you see all the guys with PhD and a doctor with a real bushy hair and gray beard, and then they ask you to say, introduce yourself, and then you call a doctor.
And they're like, whoa, you're too young.
Yeah,
like.
So I think Liberia is just a blessed nation, and they have been a nation that have really done well in regards to preparing the young people to perform, and trusting the young people to make sure that they take leadership as something that is key to them. And you look at the different debates that have been organized by the institution.
Yeah,
young institutions,
divine
events,
consultancy, where I met many young people that have almost the same idea as I do, that wish to see Liberia going forward. And I would like to say kudos to Mr. Alex Divine because if not for him, I wouldn't have met most of the people working with S.E.I.L. So Liberia is prepared, but then again, we need to be educated. Most young people watching this program, they might not take education pretty seriously, because they might say, what if I finish with school, I might not even get a job, blah, 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 blah. If you prepare yourself right now, there's nowhere you're going to apply for a job, and they won't allow you if you are very much prepared. But you have this qualified degree where you can't even defend. You're in school, but you don't stay in class. All those things do not qualify you to be a better leader in the future. So if you have plans of being a leader as a young person, I think what you need to do is focus on your education right now. Because all these, like my father can say, there's time for everything. In the Bible said time for sowing, time for reaping. So right now, if you lay your hair down in the books and you say, I'm going to study because I want to be a better person in the future, that is going to work out and you're going to get a better job, because Liberia is improving bit by bit. And I know you're enjoying, but we have to go for another short commercial break. When we get back, I have here in studio Mr. S.E.I.L. We'll continue from where we stopped. Okay. Welcome back, viewers. We are still on the topic youth involvement or young people involvement in elections and electoral processes. And I still have with me in studio Mr. S.E.I.L, and we are continuing our discussion. So, on the aspect of youth participation in elections and electoral processes, do you think that from 2005 up to 2011 to 2017, the number of young people that are interested in elections and electoral process has increased or decreased?
I think young people participation have increased greatly in like politics, and that's a good sign, because when we see young people being attracted by those political activities, it tells us that they are listening, they are watching, they are learning, and they also want to be part of the process. We go back to 2005 or 2017 now. Look at the different political party chairmen. You got Unity Party, you got Wilmer P, who was in his early 40s. You got CDC, Nathaniel McGill, who is also in his 40s.
I guess those people were watching, and when they came to 2007, they were like, oh my God, I have to join.
They're
and stuff
completing
like
the
that.
process now. And now they're national chairman for different political parties. You go to the Liberty Party, you got Benjamin Sandy, a pretty young guy too. I think he was in the early 40s. So and then also, you look at the contenders, the candidates in the senatorial districts. You go to district number 16, for example. You You have Satya is Satya. You have some guys who are still in the clueless, and they are contesting on major political party platform. So I think the young people have stopped taking over basically, and they are running things and cutting the shots now, as compared to 2005, where if you don't have a gray beard and gray hair,
You
then
can't wrong, you
yeah,
can't wrong. But now we see young people, because when I'm passing in town and around Monrovia, I see many signboards and billboards of many young people, and I get inspired and say, if those people can take up the initiative to lead, why not you listening take up the initiative to lead? Why not me? Why not Sustainable Education Initiative? Why not you? So all these young people that have gotten more involved with elections and electoral processes, it gives us as young people more boost to want to participate and get more involved in it. But let's look at our first-time voters. We noticed that most people turned 18 this year and have registered to vote. What should I say is your advice to first-time voters, and what do you make of them? What do you think of our first-time voters that are voting?
Actually, it's a good question. The first-time voter, the people who will probably make a difference in this election. I mean, leaving everything constant, these are people who will be voting for the first time to say, I want this leader. So it's important for them to look at the message. It's very, very important. It's important for them to look at it, listen to the debates, and ask those political individuals, what are your platforms? What have you done to show that this platform can be achieved in this country? Because politics is not just about passion. I'm saying it's about reality, basically.
Bringing what you can bring to the table.
Yeah, but in most cases, you have to have a track record of affirmative or positive things that you have done in the past. Because I don't care if somebody's bad. I don't care how you dressed in a nice clothes and put on the bottom.
They are just bad.
They're just bad. If somebody's mean, they didn't give. You put them in the best environment, give them all the money, they won't just give. So it's important that we look at people, politicians who have had extensive experience outside and inside government, who have shown, who have lived a life that is model, that we can say the person is a role model because they've done A, B, C, and D. The person is productive because, all the time I don't know anything about corruption on this person. You look at the friends, who they hang out with, who they talk to.
Yeah, because it's stated that evil company corrupts good manner. Yeah. So even if you are better, like a young person, now I'm talking to young people, even if you are good and then you hang out with lots of people that don't have vision, you are going to become visionless. So if you are talking about political person, I think you need to analyze who the person affiliates with, who they associate with, if he's running, because mind you, even if he wins or she wins, when they come into power, the bad person might say, oh my man, we're not doing it this way, let's do it that way, then they might want to please their friends and stuff. So evil company corrupt good man, not just to politicians, but then to us as young people. If you decide or you have plans of being better in the future, or if you have plans of being a leader like Mr. Korea, I think you need to follow people that have the same characteristic as you. You can't say you are in school and you're following somebody who's not in school and you expect to be better. The person might tell you, that school thing is just not right, let's just go hang out and stuff like that. So I think evil company corrupts good manners. So let's go back to Mr. Cole.
Yeah, you talked earlier again about elections and violence.
Violence.
It's important. If somebody take you and actually say, oh, I'm my teacher and let's go and protest. The first question I ask them is, what are you cheering on your wife? Are they behind you?
So why are you protesting that?
Yeah, because it's important that a lot of people are being used for different selfish reasons. The last time I was driving by and you see their neck, and I saw like some teenagers standing with placard in their hand or our representative on the bottom bus and this and that. And I asked them, so where is your representative himself?
They are never around.
And then I asked them, his children here too? They know children at home with him. Okay, so what makes you think that if he really need to be on the ballot box, why he can consult and wait for him?
Yes.
Don't allow yourself to be used by politicians who means nothing for you and the future. Now, and we talked earlier about education. It's important. Young people are going to leadership today is the conduit to good life, to a better job, is education. So it's important to make sure you take your education very seriously.
Pretty much.
It's important to make sure you study hard and stay in school at all time and read. Reading is like the universe. Every day make sure you find books to read. It's political, it's social, it's entertainment. Just read and read and read and read.
Oh, because when I was little, my dad used to say, y'all should read one book every week, because if you don't read a book, y'all don't do this, y'all don't do that. I thought I was wrong, like I'll be finding my face like, But then I realized that reading explores your mind. You get to be places. You can read about a book in Paris and feel like you're in Paris.
Definitely.
You can sit down and imagine yourself in Paris. So reading explores our minds, and it helps us to see things from a different perspective, especially historical books. Like my ED Nathan has encouraged me to read, because I'm not totally interested in that, was not, but I'm getting into the historical books. You can read past life of people that have helped out Africa, like Kwame Nkrumah. You can read past life of Kofi Annan and other people, and even Liberians. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, she was an example to Liberia and the world, female president. She will be one of my role models. To her, you can read books about that, but then just read. Reading is very good for the mind. It's help you to learn more. And the part about violence in electoral processes, why do you allow people to use you wrongly? As young people, we should not allow people to use us wrongly. If a person asks to do something, when they ask them what's the motive, like you talk about a debate, right? When we were debating in high school, why we focus on, if you give a topic, why the thing should be done, what was done in the past, and has it solved any problems? So debate is just about laying your platform down. So if the person tells you to do something wrong, like demonstrate, run around, shoot guns, probably ask them, why are we doing it? Why are we going to pass around when we can do something better and improve ourselves as young people? So don't let yourself be used as young people in these elections to perpetrate violence or anything of that sort.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good explanation of that. So don't be used. Make sure
I won't.
Yeah.
I promise. I won't be
Yeah.
used.
Yeah.
I promise I won't be used to perpetrate violence in any way. So let's ask these questions. Mr. Seimeko, there's been controversial issues about our educational sector and other stuff. Do you see our educational sector as messy?
I mean, honestly, I don't think so. I think our education sector have done extremely well from 2005 now. And you go back to 2005, how many students do we have had a master's degree in Liberia? 2017, I need hundreds of students who have gone to America, gone to Europe, other places, back in the country, teaching, working in different sectors in this country. I think our education sector has improved greatly. From the last result of the WIAC results, I mean, we saw the improvement that was made in our sector.
And the girls did well.
The girls part, they are marvelous. I feel like they will continue to lead this country, which is good for us, because if you have a mother, you know that everything will be fine.
Yes.
So I'm really, really impressed with the performance of the women in this country, and we will continue that. I think the sector too has done extremely well too, because I happen to be one of the few persons who are sending students outside there to other countries. And surprisingly, these kids are doing extremely well in other countries. This year I was able to send, through the United World College program, I was sent 5 students. I was sent 2 students to America, another one to Japan. And it was important, after that result, after the semester ended, the children in Liberia, but they performed extremely well. The one intern was the second best student in the school.
We are smart people.
Yeah.
That's just it.
You know what I'm saying? So if you tell me that our education sector is not doing well, then I question your analysis of issues around you. So it's important that we know all these things. Let's get to know that we're doing well.
Let me just buttress what you're saying. Not a mess. It's just challenged. We don't have the equipment and the environment suitable for learning. But I dare you to provide Liberians with computers, books, and science lab. We'll do expert. If we in Moreover don't have the books that we need, think of a child in Ufa County, think of a child in grandchildren. So I think what our aspirants to prioritize is just provide an environment suitable for education. But then The interview is going so nicely, but time is running out. So I like you to give your parting statement, Mr. Say Mego, and also your advice to all young people in this come October election. So I would like to make it brief, like a minute or two, so you can just
Thank you
give
very
your
much.
parting statement.
Okay, young people, remember that you have a vision, you have a goal, you have a mindset to change this nation, and you guys are the first-time voter. Make sure you vote right. Make sure you vote what education. Make sure you vote good governance. So tomorrow your children can have a very bright future. Your children have opportunity to make sure that the country is on the right path. And also be busy, get involved in the youth activities, volunteer is important, read, apply for scholarship in other countries, in the country. There are a lot of people out there, we do your research on Facebook, but on Google and other places, it will land you somewhere where you yourself will gain some of this experience that we gain, be able to go out there and come back. And use education as a conduit for diversity. Respect other religions, respect other tribes, respect other culture, and let everything be inclusive in the process that will make you a better person that will impact the country at the end of the day.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I'd like to say I know you enjoy the program. I'm not going to ask you if you enjoy the program. But then again, Youth in Society are seeking sponsorships. We are just starting out. This is our first edition and first episode. So if you are out there and you'd like to sponsor such an amazing initiative as this, I'd like you to call the number 0886 79 8285. That is 0886 79 8285. Or for those using Orange, 0777 70 45 54, 0777 70 45 54. Or you can also email us at SEIL, that is S.E.I.L Incorporated 2017 at gmail.com. And you can follow us on our Facebook page, SEIL Incorporated, and leave your comments there. I would like to leave you with a saying from Albert Einstein. He stated, and I quote, "Everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its life believing that it's stupid." Today I had with me Mr. Seimeko in studio, and I'm grateful to have you here. And thank you for being on the show. And that's a wrap for now. Till next week, I am Beulah Nimne, the Assistant Executive Director for SEIL, and that's a bye-bye for now.